Hey everyone, Jay Whitner here with Space Headlines. We do a quick recap of what's going on each week in space. And today we'll be talking about the third week of September 2019. Our first story has to do with the Space Studies Institute. This organization has a long heritage and is the custodian of the ideas of Gerard O'Neill, who pioneered the orbital space settlement concept. And the idea here is to take a fresh look at the space settlement idea and see how it needs to be tweaked given the technological changes that we've sustained over these decades. The event was held in Seattle, and they had a lot of good speakers there. Dallas Beanoff was there, Al Globus, Bruce Pittman, Phil Metzger, Dennis Wingo, John Mankins, and others. So this was a big event, and congratulations to SSI for pulling that off. SpaceX continues to work diligently on the orbital Starship prototype, the Texas version. They're making two of these, but since the remarks are going to be delivered in Texas, they're focusing on the Texas prototype to try to get everything ready in time for the speech that Elon is going to do. His annual update on Starship is going to be in Texas on the 28th. They had a big milestone. They put the final tank dome in on the top of the orbital Starship. And since that's been done, there's a strong implication that all the internal plumbing has been already put in there, because once you put the top on, it's really hard to do that stuff. So it seems like this prototype is really making very strong progress. Elon Musk shared some good pictures. And I'm showing one here of the Starship prototype in the background. And they're still hoping to have test flights of the vehicle that you're looking at and the one in Florida, either one, perhaps maybe both, to reach 12-mile altitude testing this year. They are moving really, really fast. And they're hoping to have the Texas orbital prototype completely assembled by the 28th for the big speech by Elon. The House spending bill they had hearings and they're discussing things. The bottom line is they don't have any extra money for Artemis that they're adding to the budget. And the situation is, when you have a continuing resolution situation, it's very difficult for agencies to move money around without getting specific variances from Congress allowing them to do that. So without any special funding approvals by the House, by Congress in general, they're really not going to be able to move any money around to support Artemis. So they won't have money to develop a lunar lander, which is one of the tall poles in the tent to try to enable a lunar landing by 2024. The hearings themselves, I read about them. I didn't listen to the entire hearings personally, but they're interesting stuff. People, really adamant that we shouldn't use commercial launch vehicles that exist and are more cost effective, and that instead we should use the Space Launch System for everything. It doesn't seem to matter that the commercial vehicles exist and are capable or demonstrated being able to lift significant payloads, specifically the Falcon Heavy. And they don't worry, apparently, the Space Launch System is years behind schedule and billions of dollars over budget. And they're actually allowing people to give testimony up here on the podium. They're getting paid hundreds of thousands of dollars a year to consult to Boeing, and they're recommending that all the effort really be focused on not only the Space Launch System, but the next generation of the SLS. They're claiming that's the way to get people on the moon by 2024. The Air Force had a contract already with the Aerospace Corporation for various services that they needed the Air Force. They basically doubled the contract by adding an extension of another year. And what they're talking about is space rapid capabilities and the new Space Development Agency. That's where most of the money would be going. And this is certainly a boon for the Aerospace Corp. And it will position the Air Force to achieve what they're working on. Very interesting, China and Russia cut agreements. They signed mutual agreements that they're going to work together on lunar exploration. They're also forming data centers about lunar data, deep space data. They're going to have facilities in China and Russia, and they're going to work together on these things. And we have right now US law that we can't work with China on space activities. So I guess we're really pushing China to find other partners, and apparently Russia was interested. That's it for space headlines covering the third week of September. The fourth week is going to be very interesting, with the highlight perhaps being the big annual update from Elon Musk about the State of the Union of the SpaceX Starship. That'll be on Saturday the 28th, and we'll be watching. Have a great day. We'll see you later on.